Rachel Reviews Anything! Back for your review lesson on power chords. It's a how-to on how to play guitar, and we're continuing from our last video where I explained all the basics of the equipment you'll want to be using and buying. So go watch that video first, and here we're going to kick right into some basics of power chords. So, what are power chords? Well, they are the very basis of rock and roll. You're playing like 2 or 3 strings, you're playing just a couple different frets, moving the exact same hand position up and down the fretboard to get different sounds. You're basically playing the bass on a guitar, but making it sound super rock and roll. So, you're making this hand position. 1, 2, 3 frets in. This is a G chord. This little line is a string. And you're going to the 5th fret and the 2nd string to make a position. And then you can move this anywhere on the fretboard, on the top 2 strings, and make all kinds of different notes. So, I'm going to show you what that looks like. Now, you'll notice you only hear 2 strings. You can maybe even play a power chord with 3 strings. So you're basically going, But these ones down here I'm muting with my ring finger. And that's very important with power chords because when you get into rock and roll, you don't want to hear those bottom strings just open while you're playing the power chord. Sounds like shit, right? You want to hear just what you're trying to play. Speaking of muting, you have to mute the top string when you're playing a power chord on the 2nd fret. Otherwise it sounds like this. If I mute it, then you're not hearing that open E string. So keep that in mind. With the index finger, just touch it and get it to stop making the proper note sound and just make a... So it's important to learn how to block out the sound from the bottom 3 strings while you're playing a power chord. It's also important to learn palm muting. That's muting with your hand, but I'll get there in a second. So we're talking about this G chord. I'm 1, 2, 3 frets in, top string, and 5 frets in, 2nd string and 3rd string. That's a power chord, and you can move that all around like I was saying. The only note that doesn't apply to is the E power chord, and that's because an E is already there for you. The top string is an open E. So in order to play a power chord, you pretend like you're playing a fret over here, and you just move 1 fret, 2 frets down, and play the 2nd string there. That's the E power chord, and it's actually the E chord, really. So if you want to learn that real quick, the E is the only one you really got to worry about, and you'll see that in tabs. It's played an open E string and then number 2 on the 2nd string. Simple stuff. So let's learn Smells Like Teen Spirit like I was playing at the beginning. You'll see I played only 4 power chords there, and I played them without any distortion, and it sounded like the beginning of Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I did some palm muting there to make that chugga-chugga sound. So we'll throw up a tab here, and this is what a tab looks like. And you'll see we're tuned in standard E tuning, which is E at the top string, A at the 2nd string, D, G, B, E. And that's standard tuning. So get a tuner, make sure all your strings are tuned like that. And then when you're playing a power chord here, you'll get 1 means the 1st fret, as you can see I'm outlining here, and 3 means the 3rd fret. So it's telling you to play a power chord on the 1st fret, 1st string, and then once you're done playing that 3 times, you go, which is those X's there, that's telling you to palm mute 4 times. So it's pretty neat. The tab actually shows you where you need to palm mute. And then it's telling you to play a power chord on the 2nd string, 1st fret. and then go to the 4th fret first string, and then the 4th fret second string. So now we've learned our first song already. Now, I know I'm moving quickly here, but this is so you can go and get the basics. You can watch this video over a couple times if I'm going too fast. But basically, I moved my hand 4 times there and I was able to play Nirvana. Power chords are that simple. So that's the basics of power chords. You're putting your hands in a position like this and you're moving them up and down the fretboard. You can really play the first 2 strings, you know, all the way up to as far as your guitar will let you and get different notes. And I'm going to throw up a graphic of all the notes on the fretboard, and this is going to look really confusing. But you'll want to start learning this and kind of getting yourself familiar with this, and so you can play different chords and you can understand the keys of power chords and stuff like that. So I suggest printing this out. I have always had this printed out, and that way you can quickly find notes on the fretboard. But if you'll notice, you start with an open E and then you have an F. There's your F. And then you'll move up to the 3rd fret, G, and then you'll move up to the 5th fret, and that's an A, and then move to the 2nd string, that's a C, and that's a D, and that's like 90% of how songs are played. You know, it sounds pretty good. And then you can kind of make things up. You know, you get used to that, start playing power chords through an electric guitar amp like this, and you can make some pretty cool sounds, and then jump into some tabs. So yeah, basics of power chords. I hope that made sense to you. I hope it was helpful. If not, you know, dislike the video. I don't care. But I wanted to do a little experiment on the how-tos of guitar. I've got another couple videos coming on it just so to complete a little series. But if you want to know more, ask me in the comments. I will definitely post more videos if you like guitar videos. As for the review process, I definitely have some reviews coming up. I got an Amazon package in the mail yesterday that was pretty broken that I wanted to go over, as well as I have some ideas from some channel parodies and stuff like that coming up too. So hit the subscribe button if you liked it, and I'll keep making videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So thanks very much, have a good day, and watch that new intro video, it's pretty funny. You're like, I want to play some electric guitar. Well, guess what, Sally? It's not that easy. You need some money and you need some good equipment, okay? I'm talking like $250 to buy yourself a good electric and amp, okay?